And now we're on to one of the funkiest moments of the days, the lightning talks. I'd ask the speakers to line up here. I don't know who's going to coordinate the lightning talks because I'm doing one myself and I can't kind of track my own time. Will you do that, Rodrigo? Yeah. Okay. There you go. I used to have a laptop.
Deixa eu ver. Vira só um bocadinho mais para mim, por favor. Oi, peraí. Tá. Só para conseguir. Hey everyone. I'm very happy to see that today we have a much better looking board than yesterday. So we have 7 lightning talks and can I not count? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Thank you. I studied 5 years of maths for this. This was my moment. Now, Nicholas, are you ready to have your moment?
No, not yet. I just want to know, does it? Yeah, it does work. Are you getting sound, and can we actually hear it? Because mine contains sound, so I should be playing something. Okay, it's coming out of my laptop, but it's not coming out of the speakers. I'm kind of looking at the audio viz guys at the back. Are you able to pipe? I mean, this is lovely music. This is from North Africa. Tumani Diabate. Oh, it's lovely.
I think this is the point where I make a joke. Did it work?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so while Nicholas sets up, is George already close to the stage? Where's George? All right. And yeah, okay, so the following speakers, they're close by. So today we're going to go with the same, so the logic of the lightning talk is still the same. You talk about whatever you want, you have 5 minutes. Because today we have 7 speakers, and because I managed to get to delay everything with my talk, we will be stricter on time. So I'll be keeping track of time, and if I start to clap, you can join me and clap the speaker out of the stage, all right? Yeah, sounds good? Excellent. Nicola.
Still looking at sound, sorry. It is important, honest. And it's still 5 to 5. We're
yeah, we're on time.
Okay, which one am I using?
Try every single one and just see if the audio is coming.
Output device, no. HDMI, out, test. Click speaker to test. Yeah, I was just thinking that. Is that okay? Good, I'm going to do that then. Let's just hack it.
Live debugging, everyone.
Yeah. Okay, let me pause that lovely music.
What?
So I'm ready when you are.
I'm ready when you are. Go ahead, you can start, I think.
Awesome, I'm waiting for you to say, make it so, and I can kind of engage. Okay. Chicken. No, don't worry. I'm not going to do that again. Okay, so I'm going to tell you about PyScript, which is basically my day job. It's an open source platform, so I'm in the very privileged situation of being able to work on open source code. This is our homepage. That is PyScript loading. That's pretty damn quick. Right now, it's kind of like doing a little bit of funky stuff just to show that actually this is a real live REPL. This is me typing now. Whoops, PT, there we go. Right, okay, so that's Python in the browser. It's as quick as that, okay? Unlike other Python in the browsers that you might have seen before, we are not transpiling to JavaScript, nor have we tried to re-implement a version of Python in JavaScript. What you have here is MicroPython that's written in C, and we also have CPython written in C, compiled to WebAssembly, and we're using the sandbox that's built into the browser to make that happen, okay? So that's our homepage, pyscript.net. If you want to find out more, we have extensive documentation, of course we do, and this is our home on GitHub. We're friendly, and we have lots of interesting technical discussions over there, so please come and join us with that. But what I really want to show you is PyScript.com, which is run by Anaconda. Anaconda pay me to work on this, and this is something that they provide. It's a commercial product, although it's free to use at the moment, so it's free to sign up. If you want to use PyScript, it's basically an IDE in your browser, and I'm going to show you Cat Disco, which is a demo that I made. I wrote a very simple game engine, which is in utils.py, and that is less than 150 lines of Python code. Okay, the actual game is in main.py, and that's less than 100 lines, okay? And it's a very simple game. I have cats and I have a score, and we have an event handler for when a cat is clicked, okay? And it basically does things like adds one to the score, and it makes the cat fly off the screen, and it plays a sound effect. And then we have an update function that updates each iteration of the game loop. So this is how we're kind of like playing the game here. So I'm sort of adding cats at random, changing the frequency at which cats will appear, and then and so on and so forth, and making them move around. And then there's go, which is actually kick the whole thing off. And I can actually see the game itself on the right-hand side, so this is the game running as well. So this is PyScript.com. It's a kind of like an IDE in your browser for running PyScript. And so if I click Start, you'll soon get the idea as to what the Cat Disco does. Oop. Okay. Of course, random isn't working. Okay. Hey. Whoa. Oh, man. It's so hard to use a mouse like this. There we go. Oh, man. So, instead of watching me play a stupid cat game, let me just do that. That's how long it takes to actually load the game. I can also share it. Remember, one of the things that I said about PyScript is that you just point people at a URL. Well, there you go. You hold up your phones, you look at the QR code, and you play the game. And right now, you look like you're all at a rock concert. And can I hear that awful music? Yeah, all that meowing. Oh man, just keep it up. This is awesome. Can I just ask, audio viz guys, are you picking up all this meowing sound from the audience? You are? Okay, so when this video is out on YouTube, they're going to be able to see that. Okay, awesome. Okay, I get the feeling I'm probably going to be reported to, the Animal Protection League or something like that for, whatever. And actually, the original name of this game was Splattercat, but a colleague pointed out that actually you should probably just make them fly off the screen rather than splat. So there we go. PyScript is fun. PyScript helps you make sure that Python runs everywhere a browser runs, which is everywhere. It has CPython, so anything you can do in CPython, you can pretty much do in PyScript. It also has MicroPython, which is very, very fast, very, very small. So you can get in under 300 kilobytes a working Python environment in your web page. 300K is less than most hero images on websites. Okay, we're a friendly community. Come say hi. We have a Discord server. So, I don't know, say, hi folks, you're on stage at PyCon, Portugal, and of course, they're all probably sleeping now, but anyway, the important thing is that we have a Discord server, and folks, we're friendly, come say hi, build goofy things, maybe not another cat game, but you get the idea. Okay, that's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Nicholas.
You're welcome.
George, you can come and set up. Do you have anything to set up at all?
Yes.
Okay, so you can start to set up. I think that the most impressive thing about Nicholas's lightning talk was actually that Nicholas was able to type with his hands bent like this, which is... that explains it. Okay. Are you good to go?
Can you hear it? Yeah? Do you understand what he says? It's quite slow. No, the speaker is also. Let's see. So, teased by Nicholas, who talked about the MicroPython, and by Rodrigo, who asked, what did you learn yesterday? Yesterday I learned about MicroPython and microbit. Okay? I actually talk about microbit. And I just bought one, and I decided to check if I could do a Bluetooth peripheral out of it. And yesterday I had a gap of 20 minutes while my laundry was drying in the drying machine. So yes, 20 minutes to learn if I can make it. MicroPython, microbit, BLE. What I found, okay, has Bluetooth support. Maybe I can do it. That's what I thought. Okay, where are the examples? Okay, I'm not finding the examples. Okay, suddenly I realized, and 20 minutes passed, laundry was dry, and was actually not possible yet, because MicroPython doesn't have support to work with the Bluetooth libraries. I had to go on with C++. And I thought, no, I don't have time for that. 20 minutes passed. But this is too much fun. So I decided, okay, what can I do with it? And first thing I tried to do was this. He's saying chicken. I did it. Quite cool. So I thought, oh, maybe he can speak more languages. Let's see. Yes, that's Franco. And then I thought, maybe he can crack a Portuguese joke. See? And then I found out, oh, I can also play some stuff here. So I decided to write one of the most romantic Portuguese songs that I could remember. Portuguese here recognized it. The song is about codfish, the wife's codfish. And just saying he wants to smell it. The wife's codfish. Very romantic. Yeah, so it was fun in the end. I explored a really a corner case, and but I found out that it's really cool device. So I urge you to go and explore. And as a last thing, thank you.
Thank you, George. Anastasia, did I say your name correctly?
No.
I tried.
Oh, it is really hard. It's like...
Yeah, well, while you set up, let me just tell everyone that George is giving a workshop tomorrow, and we'll be exploring how Bluetooth works, right? All right, so you can... All right, so if you're around, remember to stop by George's workshop. Are you ready?
No.
Excellent. The floor is yours.
Hello, everyone. I want to share with you my little Python story. Why Python? Just because it's coincidence. So I am a student of Polytechnical Institute, and on my first lesson, I was exploring Linux system. Before it, I have never seen terminal before. I worked only on Windows, and the only thing I know how to play Sims. That's all I knew. And also, I think they just gave me a diploma because I know how to reinstall Windows on my computer. That was already a success. So when I was in the first grade course in 2019, my first project was to write Hello World, and I made a mistake. Even ID says me that I've made a mistake, and I wasn't so acquainted with the programming community. So I think if I was, this would be my first issue. So how to write print in Python, but I just didn't know what is Stack Overflow. Unfortunately, I would make so many issues there. The second my work was to write this. I've had theory about how to write loops, what is while true, and then when you see this, you can't put together how to make a solution for this when the teacher just says you have a loop, you have some data, you can iterate through it. So crack the pentagon, please, if you can. And then there is more, there is functions. Why do we need this? No, there is not functions. There is, spoilers. You had a task for braces, if they are all balanced, yesterday. And I also had the task, but I had to extract what is inside the braces. I used ORT to find the braces. I used 2 loops and 3 if. I think this is a bit harder than your solution. And, oh yeah, function, def func. I didn't understand why did we need it at all. My teacher says we can use it, reuse it, reuse it, reuse it. I think reuse for what? I have cycles. So if I will use a function, I have cycle, I will have 10 cycles at one time. I'm fine, I will reuse it. Okay, please accept it, okay. And then classes. Thank you, I didn't start from Java, where it's OOP everywhere, and classes, but I was not ready in Python for it. Also, I think everyone who saw classes is like, what is self? Who is self? Who do I mention there? Why do I need init? Why do I need this class at all? Because my teacher couldn't give me a hard task where class is really practical and can be implemented. So we just iterate through a list using class. And we just pass a dictionary there just to pass it and nothing else. So as it was 5 years ago, my hand's still shaking when I see it because it was hard to understand it. And here is 2024, where I'm able to understand all of your speaks. I'm able to make jokes about programming and understand memes. During these 5 years, I've tried to make apps. It was hard because this button, I can't catch it. It's everywhere. And also I've tried web on Python. It was very interesting because you can actually make solutions for everyone on the internet. It's more useful than apps. And now I'm a cloud engineer. I still have a bill from AWS for $2 because I used a very large instance. And I wanted to say that I was so afraid of programming because I didn't know what it is at all. I haven't seen it for 5 years ago. And now it's my passion. And I want to inspire you. If you don't know something, just do it. You won't understand it. Even in 1 year, 2 years, you can still not understand, but you will do it and you will get it. And it will make you a lot happier. And thank you very much.
I think we all understand your horror stories. We've all gone through it in some way or another.
Thank you.
And okay, no, wait. How do I say your name?
Anastasia. Anastasia.
Okay. It wasn't terribly wrong, right? Sorry.
No, it was fun.
Okay, thank you so much. Up next we have Sandro. This name I can say. Yay me. Sandro, do you need to set up sound?
Yes.
Oh no. No sound. Alright, so okay, so you can set up. Because also, I really enjoy this lightning talk because there were the math symbols. They really take me back to my university days. I had so much fun back then, you know. Now I have to pay taxes and stuff. Not so nice. Sandro,
Is it
are
working?
you ready?
I don't know. Am I?
Unsupported signal, check your device outputs. That's what it says here.
Okay. Let me see if I can connect here. Should be.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think.
No. Is it my PC?
I think no. I don't know. Fazem ideia do que está a passar? This is Portuguese, debugging in Portuguese.
Yes. Much easier. Tem aqui. Sim, sim, sim.
Para os Macs aquilo faz falta. Pronto.
Pois, o problema é que... Finally. Is it?
Tento outra vez.
Are we there yet? Deixa-me tentar. Isso já está, já devia ter passado.
Sim, mas nós temos aqui uma televisão. Enquanto
temos
chegar
aqui.
ali, não chega lá à frente.
Let me try extend. Did it extend? Did it extend? Yes, it extends. It lives.
Não, vamos verificar aqui. É mais fácil nós para frente.
Sim, é para ali.
Okay, Sandro, the floor is yours.
Okay, let's talk about something completely different now. How many of you here are full stack or have ever touched a front end? Okay, a lot. So let me give you a bit of a, I only have 5 minutes, so it's just a brief insight into accessibility. I've been working with accessibility for about 10 years now. So let me just help you rethink the idea of accessibility in our apps, at least. So my name is Sandro. You can find me on LinkedIn, and you can ask me anything if you want to. So accessibility is about the diversity of abilities. So accessibility is not sometimes what we identify visually as a problem, is all sorts of things, including people that cannot hear, cognitive issues, speech impediments. So there's a lot of accessibility issues that we have to tackle. And you might think, now I don't have an issue or a problem, but you never know in the future if you will need. So there's an idea of making things as accessible as possible for everyone, including ourselves, because we will definitely get older, so we might need something in the future. So there's a thing called digital accessibility that has 4 principles, which is perceivable, operable, understandable, and robust. So these are the 4 principles that you have in accessibility that regulate the way that you should create web apps, and every sorts of apps, but especially web apps, at least for me, are my biggest thing. So one of the things that regulates this are the UCAG rules. You can follow these rules in the W3C consortium, that you have all the rules there listed of what you have to be aware of when you're creating an application. But I will just give you an overview. So let's talk a bit about text. Headings are really important for primarily blind people. They use headings to guide themselves on your website, so it's important that all of your headings are listed correctly. And you shouldn't skip levels, so you shouldn't have an H1, H3, H2. They all should be in sequence. Only one H1 should exist, which is the title of the page. This is important. You might have more, but accessibility-wise, only one should exist per page, and they have to have a logical sequence. Links have to be recognizable. Don't do click here. Don't ever do click here, because I cannot see. I don't know what here is. So be semantically correct with your links. It's the most important thing that you can take out of this presentation in terms of links. And also, if you need to, add a title to your link, so you can have more context. And as I said, context is everything in accessibility, so semantics are really important. I know that we feel always compelled to put divs everywhere, but you have a lot of semantic tags in HTML that you can use, and you should use them because they are basically translated into screen readers. There's a bunch of landmarks that you have at your availability, so you can, when you are building your apps, so you can use them, and you should use them. A picture is worth 1,000 words. Images is exactly the same thing. If an image has context, then you should account for that context. Never put an image like, look at this graph. Okay, done. There's no graph for me. So you should have alt text. You should have an area described by where you can describe that image if it has some sort of major context. Context matters. So even if you have an SVG, you should have a description so you can help you. In that case, I have a title. I can give some context to my SVG because, again, I cannot see. And you also have area labels, area described by. You can always use these enrichment labels so you can help with your elements. And now I'll bring up the pace. Skip to content, really important. The first link on your page should be a skip to content. The skip to content should skip the navigation and go directly into the content of the page. This should be your first link, or else screen readers will repeat everything. So if you have 1,500 items in navigation, they will repeat every single one. So you should be able to skip directly into the content. Element visibility. If you hide an element with CSS, it's not even available for screen readers. So do something like this. So have a style that basically places the element out of your browser's rendering view, but the element is still available, okay? Hiding something, it's not a good decision if you want your site to be accessible. Screen reader text is exactly the same thing that I showed. It's basically a CSS rule that can hide text from your plain site, but the text will still be available. Native controls, I always give this idea of, yes, I want an area to be clickable, so I have to put role equals button, so it knows it's a button, and I have to put a tab index so I can tab to the button. You know what's better than this? Button, okay? Don't reinvent the wheel, it's not needed. Focus, don't remove focus. I know that visually it's much more cleaner to remove that focus style that the browsers give you. Don't remove focus. We have a bunch of people that navigate with a pointer because they don't have mobility and they need to understand what they are selecting. So focus should always be a priority. Keyboard shortcuts, exactly the same thing. If you can, if it's possible, it's always good to give people the ability to use keyboard shortcuts to navigate to sensible areas. And also, when we work with JavaScript, don't forget that if you are rendering a modal, if you are rendering a submenu, anything, you should inform the blind user that there's new information in your screen. So you can use ARIA Live for that. ARIA Live Polite would just say what's rendered inside of that element and won't repeat everything else. So testing and auditing is a thing that we should do a lot more of. I wish so. So you have a bunch of tools that you can use. Google Lighthouse is available in your browsers, so you can use it to have at least an idea of how the accessibility in your site is. Axe is also a plugin that you can use. You can install it and run it, so it will immediately tell you a bunch of issues that you have in your site. And there's also DevTools accessibility. It's also present in Chrome, so you can use it to understand your accessibility tree inside your website. And then there's manual testing. This is called NVDA. It's basically a screen reader. It's what we use to test manually and to understand what the screen reader text is saying to the user. So to have a comprehensive idea if the context is enough, or if it's too much, or if we have to fix something. Rocket Validator is an app that you can use, okay? So if you have any questions, thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Sandro. Sorry we had to clap you off stage, but we were a bit over time. Let's, Tiago, is it easy to set up? Is it going to be easy to set up?
Let me answer that question in 2 seconds.
Alrighty. 1, 2.
Should be. I plugged it in. Hey, wake up. It worked at lunchtime. Yeah, it's a Mac. I'm
For
using
my-
the adapter. It worked at lunchtime. I came here and I plugged it in. It did work.
No, because it's.
They changed the adapters, everything is so
okay.
confusing.
So please.
I've been trying to use more descriptive links on the things that I write, and
Can
I've
I
gone
kind
from click here
Okay, good.
to whole sentences as a link. I don't think I've been able to strike the balance yet, but I'm working on it. Tiago, are you good to go?
Sure.
Alrighty.
Hi. I'm Tiago, and this is Drama. A point in time where the love story between the Python REPL and Vim is kind of shaky, okay? I've been using Vim and generally VI key bindings in every text editor, every command line utility, like the Python REPL, the Postgres client, REPL client, you know, every shell I've been using since forever. My fingers do the cursor movement and editing automatically for me. So my mind says I need to change that, okay? My fingers do it. I don't need to think. But I understand this is a very acquired taste. And I love the Python REPL to test quick things really quickly. Like those smoke tests, if import works, I must be doing something right. So who here uses the Python REPL? Okay, a few of us, maybe 30, 40%. Who here prefers VI key bindings for things? Okay, there might be an intersection here. What's going on? And why is this love story maybe in a critical position nowadays? Now, the new Python 3.13 has a new REPL with a very nice capability that I'll try to demonstrate really quickly. Let me bring up 3.12 first, okay? And those of us who have used the REPL know that we can kind of go like this. I'll define a function, and so I'm going multi-line on the REPL, and we'll return, 42, oh, I did it wrong. Now, this classical or legacy REPL, I can use history. I'm using the VI key movements here, escape, K, K, and I get a line at a time, okay? And it's doable, and now I want the 41, I get to the end, okay, I wanted 42, okay, I fix it. And this is manageable on the REPL, but I'm using VI key bindings to edit and search my REPL history. Now, let's move on to the future, or to the present. Python 13. Now I'll do the same exact thing. And this is a very nice feature of the new Python 3.13 REPL. F, go. It's indented automatically. Nice, thank you. And return 41. Same mistake. Oh, I want to correct it. Now, up. And it gave me the full block. I like this. This is very useful, very practical. I correct it, go. And now F returns 42. What's the problem in this romance, okay, is that this new REPL does not understand VI key bindings, okay? So I can't do all the escape, word movements, search for the last thing that I typed that had an E, whatever, okay? When I found out this, I opened a GitHub issue in the first alpha that shipped with the new REPL. And the new REPL is actually very powerful because it's mostly written in Python and very customizable, okay? We can do all sorts of tricks. I don't have the time for that now, but it's actually very interesting. Now, back then,
I opened the GitHub issue, wondering, you see, the new REPL, blah, 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 VI editing mode. Could this be a bug? I'm willing to assist, I'm willing to help, test, and maybe contribute. And this is the response I got a few days later. So the new REPL, blah, 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 there won't be a VI editing mode. Use the blah, 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 so you can use the legacy REPL, which will do VI key bindings, but it won't do the nice new things like history up and get the full line or multi-line thing. So this is more of a call to action, or if there's anyone interested in addressing this, I might be interested in trying to explore a solution to this going forward, okay? There are a few people sad, I suppose, here. So if you're interested, let's do something about it. If you want to do something about it, even better. Okay, so it's just a quick shout out. The new REPL is very useful, very powerful, but it kind of breaks a few Unix integration traditions, and this is kind of all I have to say. I think the love story between Vim and the Python REPL is kind of shaky nowadays. I'm sure it will improve in the future. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you, Tiago. I'm sorry your heart's broken. Can we have Lucas on stage now? For the new REPL, which is written in Python and which makes it easier for Python people to contribute to Python itself, if you want to see how the REPL actually works, you can go to... feel free to set up.
What was the problem with Mac?
There's no problem. For you, there shouldn't be a problem.
All right.
Go on YouTube and search for an EuroPython 2024 talk given by Lucas Lange, where Lucas does some live music and some live changing. So Lucas is programming the REPL. Sorry, I thought they were talking to me. Look, it's not important. He'll be done in a minute. What I'm saying is really important. You go on YouTube and you look up Lucas Lange, EuroPython 2024. It's going to be an amazing talk. You'll enjoy it.
Okay.
And now this one. Yeah, he's customizing the REPL as he goes. It's insane. All right, Lucas, are you ready?
Still setting up.
Still setting up the timer?
Still setting up. Yep, and the
No,
timer.
I have the timer. Your
have the
timer means
timer?
nothing here. Alrighty.
Okay.
Go ahead. Good luck.
All right. Hi everyone. My name is Lucas, and I wanted to say that this is actually my first time doing this. So coming up here on stage, and my talk is precisely about that, like about being here in front of all of you and coming up here on stage. And it all started when I went to DjangoCon earlier this year. Here you can find me, all the pictures of me stuffing my face. And I swear I have more than one shirt. So since then, also it was organized by this same team, so shout out to them. But since then, I've had the desire to come up here on stage and do a talk. So I must say that I really do admire all of you who just can easily come up here and just talk, because that's all it is. It's just talking, really. Yet my brain doesn't think like that, and to me this is terrifying. But here I am. It's terrifying, but it's exciting. So it's a barrier, and I think we can all agree that it's important to break these barriers. So I had this idea in mind, so I started thinking about this idea of doing a talk. So I started writing all of the ideas that would occasionally come up to me. And in that process, I never really had an idea that I liked, that I really liked. That is, until I stumbled into this book, Writing an Interpreter in Go by Thorsten Ball. I didn't think much of it initially. I just thought that it would be a fun side project for me. You know, I was curious about interpreters and how they work. So I had this brilliant idea. Python is an interpreted language, and PyCon is coming right around the corner. So why don't I write an interpreter for Python and present it at a talk, but give it a twist just to make it different, make it fun. So maybe put braces or instead of indents, something like that.
But I still wasn't satisfied. Of course not. I wanted to challenge myself, and I didn't want to just copy snippets from the book, so I decided I would write it in Zig. Why not? One of the supposed successors to C. Yeah, so no reason whatsoever. Just curious about the language. And how far did I get? I did about 10% of the project. Yeah, that was about 10%. Who would have guessed that building something that I don't know how it works in a language that is not very mature and doesn't have the strongest documentation for that reason, which I also don't know how it works, written in a language that I only have a general knowledge of, Golang, would come out wrong. I'm in shock. I don't know how this happened. And those 10% alone, they were a very humbling experience. I thought I knew memory. I wrote some C programs when I was in university 4 or 5 years ago. So this should be easy. Well, my terminal disagrees. Yeah, so in conclusion, I guess I failed. So I wanted to present this project with a fun twist. Here, do a lightning talk, but did I really fail? I'm up here. It's not what I intended initially. But yeah, I'm here, so the message is just enjoy yourselves and do that thing you want to do. And yeah, that's it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Lucas. Luís, go ahead and set up. It's always good to see first-time speakers up on stage. Remember that luck is not 100% random, so coming up on stage and giving your first talk, even if it's just to show your terminal all garbled up. It's not just to show the terminal all garbled up, it's to do your first talk. So it's a bit late this year, but next year we want to see pages and pages and pages filled up with your names and your ideas to show the things that you do, that you learned. Essentially, that's just it. Luís, the stage is yours.
Thank you. So, last lightning talk of the last day of talks. So you are the warriors waiting for the party, and but I have something to talk to you. So I'll be doing some show of hands exercises. So let's do a test run. By show of hands, who has a hand to show? Okay, great. It'll work. Great. So, as I said, last lightning talk in the last day of talks. Do you know Zaza Gabor? Okay, no. She was an Hungarian-American socialite and actress. She married 9 times. And right now I'm feeling like the 9th husband in her wedding night. I know what I have to do, I just don't know how to do it differently. So, but let's go. I'll be talking about PyConing. As show hands, everybody who has heard about this word, PyConing? Oh, great, I just invented it. I was so afraid that I was copying somebody. Okay, so this is the activity of participating in PyCon, either attending or volunteering or organizing. Now, the thing that I'm talking about is just because we need help in organizing. Why? I remember the Declaration of Independence, we the people, the government, by the people, for the people. PyCon is the same. It's a community, and these organizations are by the community, for the community, and we really need your help. How? Well, organizing a PyCon is not that difficult. It has some moving parts, but it's feasible. It's a pretty basic process to streamline. We need a team, a location, communications, sponsors, content, probably some other things, but this is the basic. So, team. Well, it really needs a team. It's a teamwork. The team has to have a core team. That's the steering committee. It must be a small group of people, super connected, that need to make fast decisions. For instance, we don't do this for a living. We've been organizing some tech events for some years, but this is not our business. We have organized DjangoCon Europe 20, 21, 22, 24, and we'll be organizing 25 in Ireland. You're invited for the Django crew over here. Django's? Okay, great. Dublin, okay. So, and PyCon Portugal, 22, 23, 24, and we need help for the 25th. The core team is basically 3 people. You know them, David, Miguel, and Federico. They managed to make all the decisions very quickly. And then we have some other people around with other roles and volunteers, which is something that it's very, very, very needed. Now, another thing that is very important is location. We have the principle of 1 city per year, and the location and the venue and the dates are interconnected. We have been in places where we have support from the municipalities that gave us access to some places in certain time frames. So this is very important. Next, comms, website, social media, Slack, I forgot this. Sponsors, it's an issue. The main thing is to get the onboarding of these institutions, because we need their support for communications and for money for grants to help people come that would not come if they didn't have help. And then some companies like the Pydantic and Encoder, for instance, which we are very appreciative to help us. And then we need that money to combine with the entrances, we can put everything in place. Then content. Well, we have a process really streamlined, so it's very easy. Call for proposals. We need your help, the community, to be the jury for evaluating proposals. And we really need you. That's the call for action, that we need you for 2025. Volunteer, come up working with us, and who knows, perhaps sometime you can have your own PyCon Portugal edition. So we'll be back. Thank you.